Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Book Tales by Pritha. In this particular video, I'm talking about the 7 books that I read in January 2024. Books were interesting and so I thought I should talk about each of the books in this particular video, and so I'm creating this content. To know more about books, movies, career, or about my personal life, do subscribe to Book Tales by Pritha. And if you like this content, do comment down below and please hit the like button. Now, without further ado, let's begin today's video. The first book that I would like to talk about in this particular video is by my favorite author, Jhumpa Lahiri. This book I finished reading predominantly in the last week of December and first week of Jan, and the book was Roman Holiday by Jhumpa Lahiri, which is published by Penguin Publisher. The book got published, I guess, early last year. Now, for a very long time, I was eyeing this particular book. As Jhumpa Lahiri happens to be my favorite author, how can I miss her work? But now this particular book is a collection of short stories. This book was predominantly written in Italian and later on translated in English. It has got all the ingredients that you find in the short stories by Jhumpa Lahiri. But what I found similar was, in this particular book, I could not find anything new. Now, I am a regular reader of works of Jhumpa Lahiri. I am a fan of her writing style. But somewhere down the line, after reading three short story collections from her, somewhere I found a similarity between this particular type of stories with the ones that were especially mentioned in Whereabouts. I don't know why. If you have read this particular book and also you have read Whereabouts by Jhumpa Lahiri, then do comment down below that do you also think it's same. Melancholy was one of the common themes which I found in both the books, and when you are reading a book, when you are investing so much of time and energy into a book, as a reader from an author whom you have read so many works, you expect something new. But sorry to say, I did not find that newness in this particular book. The stories are good. The short stories are definitely good, no doubt. But it is somewhere down the line, I felt that the stories were on the similar notes like the ones that were there in her previous work, Whereabouts. I have a detailed review of all her works, including Whereabouts, and I will put the link in the description down below as well as in the cards. Do check them out and do let me know if you have read this book and what are your thoughts about it. My ratings for this particular book is 4 out of 5 stars. Next, again, this is another collection of short stories, and this year predominantly I have thought to read books that talks about countries or books that are collection of short stories. So those are in my top goals of reading for 2024. And this book, The Artist of Disappearance by popular Indian author Anita Desai. There are 3 short stories in this particular book, and this book is also published by Penguin. Now, the first story is The Museum of Final Journeys. The second story is Translated, and the third is The Artist of Disappearance, which is the title of the book. Now, I read the first 2 stories. I did not complete this one, The Artist of Disappearance. I did not find the story very engaging or interesting. I actually like the second story, that is Translated the most. Writing is okay, the storytelling is great, and there is newness in the story that I found. Because we read lots of books, lots of stories, until and unless you give me something new into your writing, I don't find the book interesting or engaging. And I am reading Anita Desai, I guess, for the first time, and I found the first 2 stories both gripping, engaging, and interesting. So this was the second book that I read in January 2024. Are you planning to read any short story collection? I am reading lots of short story collections, and if you are interested to get recommendation on different books that have good short stories, then do comment down below. Then I will definitely make a video on that. The third book that I read is a Japanese translated book into English, and again the book is a bestseller. The book in question is at the Morisake bookshop by Satoshi Yagisaka. Now, unlike any other book that is translated from Japanese, this book is also a comforting book. The good Japanese books are something like opium, as I keep repeating every time. They make you read the whole book, but the story go on a very slow pace, but as a reader you would wish to know what is happening. In this particular book, a girl in her early 20s resigns from her job after her so-called boyfriend dumps her. Then she goes to her uncle's bookshop, which is the Morisake bookshop, and over there what happens with her is what this story is all about. This is a very short book of hardly 169 pages. If you are an avid reader, you will finish it in 2-3 sittings. At least I did so. I found it interesting. The only disappointment that I had, I ordered this book from Flipkart, and this is how the cover looks. The actual cover of the book is not like this, and I was very disappointed with the cover that Flipkart gave me. My ratings for this particular book is 3.8 out of 5 stars. What other piece of Japanese translated literature are you reading or you have read? Do comment down below. I would love to hear it from your end too. Hindi film, Bollywood are my topic of interest from my childhood. And I just on a whim collected this book, Stories I Must Tell, The Emotional Life of an Actor by Kabir Bedi. Now, in this book, I found the chapters where he talked about his relationship with his first wife, Pratima Bedi, and then a late actress, Parveen Babi, to be quite interesting. His journey when he started as an Indian actor in Italy in the 70s. His life when he started to live in with his first wife, Pratima Bedi, in the late 60s, which was a thing of the Indian upper class in the late 60s, for which even the magazines were covering stories about them. There are so many interesting snippets that you get to know about the retro era of Bollywood and the life of this particular man, Mr. Kabir Bedi. It is an interesting book, but if you are a Bollywood buff, only then grab a copy of this book. Otherwise, you would not enjoy it so much. I like reading about Bollywood, and that is the only reason I grabbed a copy of this book. This book is by Westland, and the printed price of this book is $5.99. I got it at I think for 300 or something. I don't remember exact price, but the book was interesting. The English is very, very easy, and anybody can read it. My rating for this particular book is a 3 out of 5 stars. The next book is Exteriors by Annie Arnox, winner of Nobel Prize in Literature. This book is a culmination of several short journals or essays that Annie Arnox wrote between 1985 and 1992 during the time she was living in Paris. Basically, the book talks about her different observations that she makes as she was staying there in Paris. She talks about her observation of people in metros, in different streets of Paris, and how the life was there. This book I had expected a lot, but I have heard a lot about this particular book in different videos and Bookstagram content, but I did not find it too extraordinary. As per the rating, I would rate it 3 out of 5 stars. The next two books, or the last two books that I would be talking here, are non-fiction. The first one is The Art of Being Alone, Loneliness Was My Cage, Solitude in My Home. This book talks about how you can convert your loneliness into solitude, how to let go the fear of being lonely by eliminating the root cause of loneliness, how to get to know and value your deepest self so that you fall in love with yourself, how to make your alone time addictive and turn it into a growth time. Nowadays I'm reading quite a lot of non-fiction books. Somewhere down the line I see every non-fiction books trying to preach you something. They are not telling you something that is very out of the blue or something that you don't know. Only thing is they are writing it in paragraphs in step-by-step format, but preaching what you yourself write is very difficult. What I found it interesting in this book is how you make your alone time addictive and turn it into your growth time. That is how, if you are alone, don't get frustrated. Rather, utilize that time to learn something that can lead to growth of your overall well-being. That is what is said in this particular book, and that is what I found my takeaway from this book. My rating for this book will be 3 out of 5 stars. And the last book that I would like to talk about is Don't Believe Everything That You Think. This is by Joseph Newton. I seriously did not like this book. This is too preaching, too repetitive, and I really found this book to be completely, I should not say this, a waste of time, because after like reading 20-25 pages, I saw everything was repetitive and trying to say the same thing again and again. The basic thing that the book tells is it is your thinking that affects you in every way possible. So you need to make your thinking positive by surrounding yourself with people who think good about you, who talk positive about you, and you should not be with people who always talk negative, etc., etc. My overall rating for this book is 2.8 out of 5 stars, and you may not read this book. This is not something that is very, very interesting. At least that is my thought process. If you have a different opinion about this particular book, then do comment down below. So these were all the 7 books that I read in January 2024. Do let me know in the comments what are you currently reading and what you read in January 2024. And also do let me know what are the type of content that you would like to see on my channel, Book Tales by Pritha. I will see you soon in my next video. Till then, have a great day. Tata and bye-bye.